Hi everybody. You'll notice we have a change of venue. My boyfriend is on a work trip. Like I said, he's a pilot, so he's gone all the time. So I decided to come at you from my home. So you might see random cat here and there. I guess you see the box of Oreos in the background. We went to Costco. I hate Oreos. I hate any store-bought cookies. So my boyfriend picked that up. But there is a pineapple in the back. It's mine. But what I kind of wanted to go through was what I have bought so far pre-surgery. Right now, I'm still kind of waiting for surgery to call me so I can get my surgeon's appointment and my pre-op anesthesia appointment. Probably both on the same day. After I get that, it'll be 2 to 3 weeks and then I'll have surgery. So I wanted to get this done now because I actually have the energy to. Just got done with work, so I'm kind of free for the rest of the night. So hopefully it won't take the rest of the night, but I'm hoping to kind of go through everything that I've purchased so far. I will get into what's in my hospital bag closer to time. I've bought quite a few things for my hospital bag, which I've mentioned in the past. But I'll kind of go through kind of the bag I bought, and whenever any big event happens for me, I always tend to buy new stuff. Not because I need new stuff or anything like that. It's just, I know where everything is. I don't have to hurry up and pack it. It's already everything's in the bag ready to go. So I don't have to do anything. But first off, I will get into water bottles. Like I've said in the past, and you've seen me on videos, I'm a big fan of water. I drink distilled water. That's just a personal preference. I don't like the taste of really any other water. I'm hoping to take at least a gallon, if not 2, to the hospital with me, but you never know. But the first one is the new water bottle I bought. If you were a child of the 90s, like I am, you will remember Nalgene. Nalgene were the big popular water bottles, you know, you could run them over and all that. But I bought a new Nalgene, mostly because I go through a lot of water bottles, and I tend to use kind of the same one over and over again. So I kind of wanted something, a couple more just to kind of put in rotation. Also, I needed something above like 20 ounces, which is kind of like normal water bottles. This one is 32. You can see in there's a big giant ice cube. That's because I can't fit ice. I wasn't paying attention when I bought this. I can't put ice cubes in the top. Well, I could, like one at a time, but I found it easier to kind of fill it maybe a quarter, halfway full, and place it on its side in the freezer. We have a side-by-side freezer, so I just kind of put it in there, let it harden into ice, and then that way I can pour water down it and down the side, and it just looks cooler when the ice is on the side. Right now our freezer is so full that the only space I have is putting it on the side. So that is one that I'm using. I did purple and blue, or purple, orange and I guess it's like a bluish purple. Mostly because I like orange, but talking is exhausting. But that's one water bottle that I bought, and the next one, I'm a big nerd, so I have to have my Deadpool water bottle. I bought this for $11 on Amazon. It came today, and I am so freaking happy. So I'll do the same thing. I'll fill it up with ice, you know, make sure the ice is halfway, and same thing. So those are the two that I bought. I also have a water cup that you've seen in previous videos, a Tevis cup, which I bought on clearance. So didn't spend $40 on any of these items like normally. That's normally what they cost. Now, going kind of like in the realm of waters and stuff like this, I found a water that I really liked. I ended up buying a case of it on Amazon, and it came to me and one of the bottles was popped open. So I was hoping to drain it out, kind of get a refund from Amazon and just get a single bottle back. Well, I ended up with another case of it. So some of you might know this. It's Protein 2.0. I got it in Harvest Grape, mostly because I have very singular tastes. And I don't really do berry. I don't do tropical. I do grape, orange. I don't even do, I mean, I do fruit punch Kool-Aid. That's about it. So I have 2 cases of Protein 2.0. This is 15 grams of protein, 60 calories, and it's got no carbs in it. Well, it says no carbs right there. Well, I guess it says 0 grams of sugar. It has 1 carb in it, and that's mostly because of the sucralose in it. So I'm hoping that my tastes don't change that much. I have heard of people watering this down, so that's something that I might do. But this is just another way for me to get in my protein, along with the Premier Protein that I drink chocolate on a daily basis. That's out in the garage. There's a full box, and I really didn't want to pop it open just to show you. Next up, we have I guess I'll do like drinks and stuff. I kind of do this in shifts. So put this behind me. That way I put it away later. Next is, now people really like putting different like flavor packets in their waters and stuff. I'm not really one of those people, but I figured I'm gonna get bored eventually. So this is how, you know, extra I am at times. This is my container of all of my fruit packets and stuff. And you might look at this and say, holy crap, that is a ton. But I do have my boyfriend and his teenage daughter. So I suspect that I'm not going to be the only one drinking these, because my stepdaughter has gotten into my raspberry lemonade or strawberry lemonade already, Crystal Light. So that's fine, you know. That's a problem that I have. Like, I buy stuff, and my boyfriend was raised differently than I was. If I don't buy it, I don't eat it. Or if it's not specifically community, I don't touch it. Those two, on the other hand, if it's out, it's for me. Or it's fair game. So a lot of the stuff that I will show you, I've actually partitioned off a part of our pantry, and they know not to get into it. But I am missing like random soups and stuff like that, and I know both of them have gotten into it. Again, something I'm trying to work on. I guess it's also my Midwestern, I bought it, it's mine mentality. So I'll kind of go through what I have. First off is something that I'm going to end up having in the hospital, and I wanted to try it just in case I didn't like it. I didn't want somebody to like bring me something and I don't eat it. I get really guilty when people bring me stuff and I don't like it, because I'm really picky. First off is Liquicell. Not every hospital and not every program uses this, but it is a concentrated liquid protein. You can add it with a little bit of water, and that would, because I mean, it's kind of like a gel type thing. This one is peach mango. I'm not a mango fan, but when it's like an artificial mango, I'm okay with it. I haven't tried this because I was gonna try it during my liquid diet, or at least my liver shrink diet. I'll explain what that diet entails a little bit later. But I got this just so I can try it, and just kind of know what the taste is like, because that's kind of a weird texture. It's like, the best way I can put it is it feels like glue. So that's just kind of weird. Next up are these sugar-free Jolly Rancher. I have heard wonderful things about these. A lot of these I haven't tasted because I want to do it during my liver shrink diet, because I know your taste buds change when you're no longer ingesting as many carbs and sugar like I am in my normal diet right now. I'm having quite a few food for funerals, so I made some pumpkin chocolate chip bread. Yeah, it's delicious. I love pumpkin. So does my boyfriend, and I know I can make sugar-free pumpkin stuff, but it's just not the same. So I made some pumpkin chocolate chip bread. I didn't eat all of it. It felt like I ate all of it, but I didn't. My boyfriend had some. So, you know, food funerals, that's you know, what's happening. But these Jolly Ranchers are sugar-free, and they're supposed to taste like the regular candy Jolly Ranchers. Some people have been putting them in their yogurt. I am not a yogurt fan, so these will basically just be in, I might add them to like a Premier protein like vanilla, but other than that, it's just gonna be strictly water. I'm not that exciting, I'm sorry. I also have Crystal Light. Crystal Light, I got these at Costco back in, I don't know if every Costco is set up the same way mine is in Columbus, but I found these back in where you find the foil and all kinds of different, they were like way out of the way, which was kind of weird to me. And when we went to Costco yesterday, my boyfriend tried to pick up more of these. I said, no, I already bought some. They're in the pitcher. And he's like, oh, okay. Let me tell you, yesterday Costco was kind of an educational experience for him, but we'll get into that later. But Crystal Light has a lot of different flavors, and I know it's gonna be, I'm not a big fan of the fake sugar flavors, the artificial sugars, so I got a ton of different flavors. This one I'm holding right now is raspberry ice. I don't know if I'm gonna like that. Again, I'm picky. Cherry pomegranate. I mean, there's lemonade. That's lemonade. There's all kinds of things in. I don't know if I'm gonna. I'm not just gonna show you. The next is Kool-Aid. Again, child of the 90s. I love my Kool-Aid. But they do make. When I was a teenager, they made the Kool-Aid singles. Well, they have those, and they are now, they have sugar-free options. So I bought grape, cherry, and, tropical punch. I said I don't drink tropical stuff, but tropical Kool-Aid is one of my favorites. And I also have this liquid orange, which I've tried their fruit punch flavor. I guess it's fruit punch, not tropical punch. Their fruit punch flavor is excellent. So it doesn't taste fake or anything like that. So that is kind of what I have for drinks. I guess flavored drinks. So next up, I am going to talk about, ooh, let me see here. Everything's on this side of the table, so I gotta kind of reach over and get it. I am not a big tea person, but at certain times I have to have tea. I don't like iced tea. It has to be hot tea. And I've been trying different kinds of, I guess, artificial sugars. I really like stevia. I really like coconut sugar. You gotta be careful with coconut sugar. It still is sugar, and it's got a little bit higher carbs than, excuse me, a little bit higher carbs than, you know, Equal or Splenda. And then I've got monk fruit sugar, which is I'd never heard of a monk fruit. I've never had a monk fruit, but apparently you can make sugar from it. It's the same as the coconut sugar. It's just a lower carb sugar. For example, honey usually has about 16 to 24 grams of carbs in it. Both of these have 4 per serving, I guess. You know, it just depends on what kind of honey you're getting and, you know, whatnot. But I have a lot of problems sleeping. So what I do try to do is do herbal teas. This first one is called Sleepy Time. I have tried this on a couple of occasions. It relaxes me to a point where my melatonin will kick in. Because I've explained in the past, I've had horrible sleeping issues for most of my life. From high school onward. If I don't take anything to sleep, I will not go to sleep. I have stayed up in college. It was actually helpful in college until I crashed. Sleeping, that is. I could stay awake for up to 36 hours at a time. I could make it about a day and a half, usually into the evening, and then I crash around 6 o'clock. So it's helpful to have something to relax first. So I got the Sleepy Time tea. I opened it already, and I mean, it's peppermint tea, and it doesn't taste half bad. I usually have it, like, I'll have it in the tub, or I will drink it while I'm relaxing, getting ready for bed. I try not to watch a whole lot of TV in bed, but when my boyfriend's gone, I kind of keep the TV on just because, you know, it makes it seem like someone's there. And our house is kind of big, so the next one, second, there it is. Now, if you are on the bariatric support sites, the ones I'm a part of are Baristatic Social. My local OSU has their own bariatric surgery program that's set up by a former patient. It's not run by the university, so she does a really good job of keeping everything up when support meetings are and stuff like that. But another one would be bariatric women's support, which is kind of weird, but at the same time it's kind of helpful. And then I follow I'm kind of leaning towards following this girl on YouTube, but I follow two people religiously on YouTube. I'm sorry. The first one is a channel called Dee's Journey. She is fabulous. She is kind of goofy like I am, and she was actually the inspiration for me to start doing these blogs, so shout out to her. The next one would be, I believe her name is Amber. I'm looking it up, sorry. I had this written down, but my list is weird. Molly Poole. If you look at Molly Poole, her journey is, it's kind of sporadic, but she's kind of busy, but I watched all her videos today. But she's kind of in the same journey that I am, but she had her surgery younger. I believe she was 22 when she had her surgery, and she just had her first child, so she went and she lost weight, and then she, you know, gained it back a little bit for when she had her first baby. So if you are having the surgery to get pregnant, she is a great person to watch. She has a Facebook group as well, or at least she's on Facebook. You can follow her. Dee and Dee's Journey already had her 2 kids after she had surgery. I don't know if she's gonna have more kids. She could, never, you know, but she was kind of geared towards what my plans were. Not planning on having any kids, so that's not the purpose of my journey. My journey is basically, I hate saying this, but it's more cosmetic. I want to be thin. But I've struggled with, you know, my life, and I'm tired of it. You know, being on, you know, having PCOS and insulin resistance, it's just a pain in the ass to lose weight, and I will not lose weight. I will gain weight unless I do something drastic. So I'm having surgery. Now, I say that with kind of, you know, a joking attitude, but it's the truth. I've always been the big girl. So I want to be healthy for, you know, my boyfriend in the future, if we, you know, when we get married, and I just want to have a happier rest of my life and a healthier rest of my life. If I didn't have the surgery, I'd be happy. Of course, I'd work a little bit harder at losing weight. It would come off very, very slowly, if it came off at all, and my life would be significantly shorter, which I don't want to happen. So that's kind of the background. That was a long way around of introducing Smooth Move Tea. After surgery, people are constipated. You are putting your body through total hell, and your intestines don't know what to think. You know, first you're feeding me stuff, and then you stop feeding me stuff, and then you start feeding me stuff again. I don't know how to react. So a lot of people get constipated, and this is one thing that you can drink that really helps. It works overnight, so it'll help you go. I haven't tried it, but a number of people have on the sites, and they say, wow, it works. You know, just stay close to your house. It'll work. And I mean, it's a lot of just herbs and stuff like that. The biggest one is senna leaf, which helps kind of, I don't want to say water down, but it helps hydrate your intestines so that the rest of the kind of the proprietary blend, which is like licorice root, fennel seed, you know, orange peel, stuff like that, it helps get things moving. And it's much easier on your system than like Miralax or any other kind of forceful constipation medications. Because, I mean, anybody who's been constipated can tell you that once you do go, I mean, it is painful while those medicines are trying to work through your system. So I unfortunately have the opposite problem, but I still bought this in anticipation that I will have issues. I am on metformin, which basically means I do not have normal shit. So I've gotten used to that over the last 10, almost 15 years on metformin. And, you know, anytime I eat, you know, fruit, tomatoes, I love tomatoes. I will eat tomatoes till the day I die. Any type of vegetable, any type of fruit, any type of carb will go straight through me. It doesn't matter. I mean, it'll rocket through my system, and it will not be pleasant. And I've just learned to live with it. I've got incredible ab muscles to control this. So, you know, a little bit of TMI there. But I still bought it just in case. I bought 2 boxes. So, nobody's broken into this yet. I was expecting somebody to break into this and go, what the hell is that tea? Not paying attention because sometimes we don't read the boxes. So, all right. Next up, we'll do kind of a change of pace. Vitamins. The first one is something that I've loved since I was a kid, and when I read that I started to need to take vitamins, I was like, oh yeah, I get to start taking Flintstones again. This is a bottle that's open. I've been taking Flintstones vitamins since January, just so I can get in the habit of it. I take 1 in the morning, 1 at night right now, because if I take any more, my system doesn't react well. I may up it to 3 a day. It just depends. Right now I take them complete, which means it has the iron in it. But I still need to take additional iron because I am really, really anemic. So I found a high potency iron chewable that I can take. They aren't that big. I don't take these yet. Because I won't have to take a lot of this stuff until like a month or 2 after surgery. That's the iron pill. It looks like a huge pill. It's a chewable. everything I got is chewable. At least for the first couple of months. There's 90 in here. I'll take one a day. It has approximately 27 milligrams of iron, plus the iron in my Flintstones, which is 18 milligrams. So I should be okay on iron. I also cook stuff in cast iron skillets every once in a while. I eat a lot of red meat. That way I just keep my iron up. It runs in my family, being anemic. So my grandmother has it, my mother has it, I have it, my sisters have it. So it's not really anything huge that, you know, I'm used to watching it. So the next thing I got was B complex. These are gigantic, and I didn't realize how big these things are. Yeah, they're like the size of a small wafer, and it's only one a day. You can only get so much B vitamins. I mean, your body only uses so much B vitamins. So a lot of these are like 500 milligrams or more. And there's B vitamins in Flintstones, so I figured you can harm yourself by taking anything in excess, but, you know, taking one of these along with my vitamin, I figured my stomach would not absorb it all, but I would give it at least all the chances it can to absorb B vitamins. Now, something that my program requires is sublingual B12. Now, this is a B vitamin that's in, you know, the B complex as well as my, you know, Flintstones vitamin, but this is something that they required. Sublingual just means it goes under your tongue. There's a gland there, your sublingual gland, and it's 5,000 micrograms of B12. I believe this is like cherry flavored. I'm not real excited about taking anything cherry flavored, but you know, you do it because you have to, because you're doing this to your body, and you know you got to get your vitamins somehow. So I will just take this and go. If it comes to the point where they say your B12 is awesome, I will stop taking this and just keep going with the B complex and my Flintstones vitamins. Last but not least is your calcium. Now the first thing I bought was calcium citrate chewables. Now I need to get at least 2,000 milligrams of calcium citrate a day. This is 1,000 milligrams for, of course, a giant horse pill. This is chewable. It's orange flavored. I need to take 2 of these a day, along with the Flintstones vitamins, which will have, you know, the calcium, or some calcium, but it has it in carbonate form. It needs citrate form, so I might not get it a lot. I found a calcium citrate powder, which once I'm done with these, there's 60 in here, so this will be a month's worth. Once I'm done with that, I am gonna go to the calcium citrate powder. I found calcium citrate powder can be bought on Amazon for $14 for 2 pounds. So half a teaspoon, and I'm good to go on my calcium of that. So that would last me forever. And you can mix that into anything. You can mix it into drinks, into water, into, you know, soups, everything. I mean, it's not half a teaspoon is not a whole lot. It's way smaller than these. It comes from a company called bulksupplements.com. They're out of Nevada, near Las Vegas. And that's how I learned about them, because my best friend lives in Las Vegas. And I was kind of searching through stuff, and I recognized the name because they have a warehouse nearby, near where he lives. So it was like, oh, I've seen them. And I kind of looked at what they had, and it got rave reviews, especially by a lot of bariatric patients. So that's going to be my next purchase in calcium citrate. So I'll do that when I buy it. I might show you a lot of stuff that I bought, and I'm probably going to end up not eating a lot of it. truth be told. I don't know if I'm gonna actually like this stuff, but I want to be prepared, just in case. I mean, I can kind of force myself to eat certain things, but a lot of this stuff I like now, and my tastes don't change all that often. So I know people say your taste buds change after surgery. I've done liquid diets before, and I've kind of gone away from eating carbs now, besides the pumpkin chocolate chip bread that I made. But I don't eat a lot of bread now. If I do, it's very small portions. So my tastes have already changed. So I don't expect them to do a whole lot more changing. Along with the calcium citrate, I also got chewable D3, which helps you digest the calcium. And it also helps, I guess it's the good calcium that helps you digest the other calcium. So I got that. Those are grape flavored. I don't think I will have a problem with that. Next up, I guess I should have covered these in my my drink section. Sorry. Syntrax, the nectar. I know a lot of people have seen these online. I bought the whole big, I think it's like 33 different flavors. I got a whole bowl full of them right here. This one's roadside lemonade. This one I drink. It's lemonade tea. Like I said, I'm not a big tea drinker. Here's fuzzy navel. A lot of these is just add water to the packet and shake it up, and you're good to go. They have 23 grams of protein per packet. So I figured I'd like at least one of these, so I'd be able to kind of switch out protein shakes, so I didn't drink Premier Protein to death. So those I will try and drink up. I'll probably do a video of them during my liquid diet, mostly because I won't be able to eat anything else or drink anything else. So I'll do a big thing. Oh, there's apple ecstasy. Some of these names are ridiculous. Wild grape. Next up is protein bars. Now, a lot of people have issues finding protein bars that are actually good. The first one I will show you, it's called Power Crunch. Now, this does have, first off the bat, when you read the back, it's got 10 carbohydrates. 10? I will probably eat this kind of a little bit further out. I won't eat this right away since it has so much sugar in it. But it does have 13 grams of protein, and it is the tastiest protein bar that I've had. This one's triple chocolate. Again, I don't like any really other flavors than chocolate, or very rare cases do I like anything else. So this is triple chocolate. It's just kind of a crunchy, I want to say it's kind of like a chocolate wafer that you get from the store, kind of the generic stuff, but it's covered in chocolate. I guess a chocolate covered chocolate wafer. But it is tasty and it is good. It is, you can use it as a meal replacement. That's all I would probably use it as. I wouldn't use it as a snack, mostly because it has 205 calories. It's got a lot of potassium in it. It's got 10 grams of carbs, which is kind of pushing it for a single meal, at least for me. Next up is something I wanted to try kind of different protein bars while I was, pre-op. That way I could direct my boyfriend when he goes to the store and say, hey, I need protein, I need this, I need that. Next up is Think Thin. I've tried the chocolate Think Thins. They're really good. This one is caramel fudge. Again, chocolate element. 20 grams of protein. This is mostly alcohol, sugar alcohol, which you have to be really careful of because your body will react to it like regular. But I mean, it's mostly made up of sugar alcohol. It's 23 carbs. That sounds like a lot, but the 21 of them are sugar alcohol. So this is another where either you eat a meal or you eat this. I would only eat this if I were starving after a workout, or if I was kind of trapped somewhere and I couldn't eat anything. That goes along with Power Crunch too. So this is like stuff that if I'm on a road trip and I have to grab, this is what I'm gonna grab. Or a workout if I don't have time to go get something to eat. This is 230 calories. Of course, you were post-op. You are not gonna eat this entire bar. I might get a quarter of it down, if not a little bit more towards half. That's the same for both of those. Next I bought was a Quest bar. People have talked about these too. 20 grams of protein again. 24 carbohydrates. 12 grams of that is fiber, so take away your net carbs, you're now at 12. And then you have erythritol, which is another 6. So you're talking about 6 grams of carbs in this one. So it says 4 net carbs. I don't always trust the packaging. From my calculations, it's 6. So again, I wouldn't eat this entire thing. But this is 180 calories, so it's a little bit less. So again, something I'm gonna try to see if I actually like it or not. Another one is Think Thin. This is chocolate fudge. So it's the same as the caramel fudge, 20 grams of protein. Most of it, most of the sugar is sugar alcohol. So again, being careful with that. Now, one thing I have found that I don't hate, but I don't like at the same time, is Kirkland brand. Kirkland is the Costco brand, and they make a protein bar. It's got 3 grams of net carbs. It's about 200 calories, and I like this chocolate chip more than their double chocolate. Double chocolate just tastes like I'm eating a bar of, I guess, pure cocoa powder, and it's really tough with chocolate chips in it. At least with this, it kind of tastes like I'm eating what might resemble a cookie. Not that I really need cookies, but a single bar is 190 calories, and I have eaten this after a swim workout. It's not horrible, and it's not great at the same time. In a pinch, I will eat these, but I kind of like the chocolate crunch, power crunch bars better. But this has more protein in it. This has 21 grams of protein, while the power crunch only has 13. So I'm gonna pick the one with the higher protein after that. Now, something that I wanted to see, I just kind of wanted to see it just to see. It sounded weird. These cake bites. This sample I got from Amazon, and it's a little smushed and a little melted because it was 90 degrees today in Ohio in the middle of May, which is not normal. But as I looked at because they didn't post any of the nutrition information on these samples, the more that I looked at it, one cake bite is 7 grams of protein. Okay, not horrible. One piece is 80 calories. So, and it's not even, I mean, you got excess packaging here. It might be a quarter. There we go. Might be a quarter of the size of this protein bar, and it's got just 100 less calories. So I've seen people eating these. They do not seem like a good idea. Just for the fact that they do have 8 grams of carbohydrates in them and 0 grams of fiber. I mean, if it had a little bit of fiber in it, if it had a little bit more of the protein, I might buy them on occasion, but I think I'll just eat this. The flavor I got was chocolate frosted donut. they didn't really have any other choices, so it cost me $2. I just wanted to try it, and I got that $2 back as a refund, not a refund, but kind of like store credit on any other health item that I buy. So it was technically, I paid $2 and I got this for free. Not, I mean, kind of. My boyfriend would, you know, argue semantics on that one, but I don't know. On the back here, it says an anytime snack for active adults. Now, any day can feel like a cheat day. You're kind of cheating when you're eating this. I mean, it's not great for you. It's got some calcium in it, but not a whole lot. It's got some potassium in it, but not a whole lot. It's mostly carbs and fat and protein. I'd rather eat this. That's just my opinion. So, you know, take away from it what you want. Those are kind of the bars that I prefer overall. Maybe I should have split this video up, but we will press on. Oh, here's another protein powder that I bought. This is Isopure. I've heard great things about Isopure. This is the 0 carb creamy vanilla, so that's what I would add. Maybe some green apple or cherry Jolly Rancher flavor in. So I haven't tasted it yet, but I've heard good things about it and it tastes really good. So, you know, it's 210 calories for 2 scoops. You know, there's a scoop in here, so you don't have to worry about measuring. And you just kind of shake it up and you're good to go. You can put different flavors in it. So that's what I plan on doing with this. As well as, there it is. I got this as an experiment. We'll see how this works. Pea protein. Now, I plan on using this in my food. I don't plan on using this as, you know, kind of a drink or supplementing any type of, you know, I plan on using this in food. This is unflavored pea protein. It doesn't have a ton of protein in it, but it adds more protein to, say, mashed potatoes. You know, a lot of people are going to argue with me, you can't have mashed potatoes post-op. A lot of people in my support group said, bullshit, you need something. So, they don't look down on you, you know, because you're not eating a ton of mashed potatoes. What is that? Right here, I have grits, which I will eat. Not a whole packet of grits, and I know it's the instant grits. It's not the right grits, but it'll work in a pinch for me. But I'll eat these. I'll probably put a little bit of cheese in it, put a little bit of pea protein in it. That way it has some carb or some protein in it. Grits already have 2 grams of protein per serving. So, and they're not horrible. They're not great. I wouldn't eat this on a daily basis, but to get something in your stomach that's easily digestible. I mean, if you've ever had grits, they're very small grains. So yes, I'll still have to chew it, but if I can get more protein in my diet by putting it in grits, then that's what I'm gonna do. Protein, protein, protein. I know a lot of people are gonna crucify me for mentioning anything with carbs, but you need carbs for your brain to develop. I have PCOS and insulin resistance, so I don't react to carbs very well. I try not to eat a ton of it. If I do, it's always complex carbs, like potatoes and things like that, but I still don't eat a ton of that. Beans, I am probably going to subsist on beans after surgery. But grits is something we'll kind of move into foods now, because I got a ton of food over here. But, oh, thank you for watching so far. I really appreciate it. I mentioned the grits, so I'll put that back. Your first step is going to be jellos, puddings, and stuff like that. So I have purchased Kroger brand If you don't have Kroger's in your area, it's fantastic. They're all over the country, just in different, you know, a lot of people are going to recognize the Kroger brand. You know, out in Las Vegas, I know they're under a different name. I forget offhand what it is because we don't shop there all that often, but they carry Kroger brand stuff. These Kroger puddings are really, really good. I got butterscotch vanilla, and then I got the Jello chocolate fudge because they didn't have any more of the sugar-free. These say sugar-free. There's still some carbs in them. Right now, looking offhand, 5 grams of carbs. 5 grams of carbs, and this one has 8. So people who are on the ketoacidosis or keto diet, more power to you. But I always get headaches, horrible headaches if I don't drink or eat enough carbs. Like I said, your brain needs carbs to function. That is how your brain works. It cannot work on protein. It cannot work on anything other than carbs. So people who tell you that they eat 0 carbs, expect them to starve their brains to death. You need carbs to survive. Your diet always should have at least, some doctors will tell you stay under 30. Our program tells us to stay under 15 per meal. So that'll take me up to, the 30, 45. So my dietitian says as long as you stay under 50 carbs a day, you're fine. I know the Atkins diet has different, Atkins diet is the same as it's similar to the keto diet. But I don't want to starve my brain. I already have a history in my family of dementia, so I want to stay away from anything that'll mess with my brain, because I have a big, beautiful brain and I love it. So as long as I stay under 50 grams a day, I should be fine. I eat a lot of leafy green vegetables and a lot of meat. As long as you're eating protein first, it's going to be really difficult for you to get any more carbs in unless you're eating like a ton of bread and stuff like that. I know you're looking back at the box of grits saying, there's all your carbs right there. Technically, it's not that bad. It's not horrible. It's not great. It's 21 grams, so I could probably eat a quarter of a cup, and then I guess just make a quarter of a cup at a time, and that's gonna be 5 grams of carbs. So, there's always ways to look around this. Like I said, I'm gonna subsist on beans kind of after my diet, and beans are a great source of complex carbs. They have tons of fiber in them. I do refried beans because I don't have a problem with my cholesterol and I don't have a problem with my blood pressure. I just have an insulin resistance. So my favorite go-to meal, at least, kind of on the go, is pintos and cheese at Taco Bell. And I'll probably be living on that for quite a while, along with some Wendy's chili. I love me some Wendy's chili. But if you take the beans plus some red enchilada sauce, it's the greatest. I also have to get a bottle of Taco Bell mild salsa mild sauce, because I am in the Midwest and I like some spicy foods, but not a ton. But I like Taco Bell mild. So it's kind of like your own homemade pintos and cheese from Taco Bell. So, and I always put a little bit of mild sauce on top of it with a little bit of cheese. So that's going to be a regular go-to meal. I need to get more enchilada sauce. Kind of working through kind of the sauces and soups and stuff. After surgery, again, I'm gonna go through a lot of soups. I've got some creamy tomato, which has, you know, it has a lot of carbs in it at 25. But again, I'm not gonna eat this entire thing at one sitting. If I dump, I dump. I don't eat it again. That's fine. But I've got a lot of other soups here that I thought I would enjoy. Golden mushroom. My stepdaughter loves golden mushroom soup. I can't get her away from it, so I have to hide it. But she likes it. I like mushrooms. So does my boyfriend. So this is a good alternative to cream of mushroom, which I only like in green bean casserole. So I don't eat it on a regular basis. Now, some of the soups I found on Amazon. Let's put it over here. One is, I'm really interested in potato leek. I love leeks. Leeks are great. So I bought this just kind of as a coat my stomach, kind of eat an ounce at a time type thing. But we'll see how this goes. I got 2 bottles of that, and I also got roasted red pepper and tomato soup. Again, this is a lot of stuff that I would drink kind of an ounce at a time. Hopefully I like it. You know, it's just something to heat up and get something in me. Because whenever I have stomach issues and stomach trouble and stuff like that, I have a nasty habit of not eating. And that's not good. So I've gotten a lot of stuff where it's tasty enough for me to eat. Here's another one. Sweet potato corn chowder. Again, it'll probably take me at least 3 days to eat all this post-op. And then I got, this is kind of weird, tomato carrot bisque. I was a little interested by this. So it's got a picture of mushrooms on here too. So it has a picture of all the ingredients on the front, which is kind of interesting. Some salt, some cream, some tomato, black pepper, carrots, mushrooms. So those are some more that I will be eating. Along with the soups, I got me some big old containers of beef broth. I like broth and stock. You can make your own bone broth, which I made some ham bone broth, which is kind of weird, but I figured I would need the saltiness of the ham. We'll see how well it does. It was kind of a Thanksgiving thing, Easter thing that I did. So I grabbed some containers and shoved them in the freezer in the garage. So we'll see how that tastes. I of course got the standby broccoli and cheese soup. I love broccoli and cheese. So hopefully, I mean, this is 11 carbs. Again, it'll take me 3 days to eat this. So I'm not eating all 11 carbs at once. You have to remind yourself of that when you're reading labels. This is total, I guess if you add all the nutrition facts together, it's 22, 30-ish grams per can. But if I'm eating 2 at a time, it's not as hard on your system. So that's another one that I eat quite regularly. I guess I kind of missed these 2 in the grains, but quinoa has a ton of carbs in it, but it also has protein in it. So I have a couple of these. This is quinoa and brown rice, but this is kind of something that I bought just to see if I liked quinoa. I made a garlic quinoa and I didn't like it. My boyfriend loved it. So I am much more of a lemon pepper gal, so we'll see if I actually like this. This sounded good. So I heard that was really good. Also, spaghetti with protein in it. Look at that. I do not want you to eat, I would not suggest that you eat a ton of pasta after surgery. This I bought just so I could incorporate different kind of diet foods into my boyfriend and his daughter's diet. I bought this and my boyfriend kind of looked at it like it was like a bomb, because it's not something he normally eats, which kind of throws him off, and it's also protein, and he read this up and down, kind of going, okay, it still has all the same stuff, you know, that I'm used to. So quite honestly, when I cook this, he won't pay any difference. He will make a big plate of it like he usually does, and he will scarf it down, and he will be happy that I made spaghetti. So I would probably only eat a few strands of this after surgery, but I just kind of want to get them in the habit of eating kind of that more higher protein stuff, because they can both lose. I mean, everybody can lose weight, except for, you know, cancer patients and stuff. Everybody can eat more healthy. Two things that I probably will not eat until after surgery. I eat kind of on a semi-regular basis. I'll eat these like once or twice a month. They're called Minute Muffins. They are from Kodiak Cakes, and it's basically just add water, and you have a magical little, you know, cup of muffin. There is a lot of carbs in it, 45 and 39, but again, I would not eat this entire thing. I would probably eat a couple of bites, you know, kind of on and off. So this would be half of my carb count for the day, if not a little bit more. So I don't eat a ton of it, but you do see people on the sites that get excuse me. You do have a lot of people on the sites who are doing, you know, pancakes and stuff like this. These I found are really good. You can get them for $1 at Amazon, and I actually got my money back because one of these burst in the box that I got. So, you know, more often than not, you'll get some that are intact, and you'll be able to eat them, and you'll be able to get all your money back. Not that I condone that, but I order a lot of stuff from Amazon, and when Amazon screws up, I let them know. That way, you know, they get kind of better at their jobs. So the last couple of items I have are kind of mealy snack food things that I have currently on a almost daily basis. I'm actually going to have this for dinner. Kirkland brand chicken breast. I am not a tuna fan. I do not like tuna at all, unless it's in like tuna noodle casserole or in Kraft macaroni and cheese. So I will not be eating tuna anymore. This is one of the tastiest things I've ever eaten, is canned chicken. And I know how horrible that sounds, but this is better than regular chicken, you know, chicken breast, if you ask me. It is chicken breast, but this is packed in water, and it is so good. I ate this for lunch. It's one whole can, and 3.5 servings, so about 200 calories per can. I stick this in just a regular Tupperware, put some cheese on it, salt and pepper, and that's it. This one I'm going to heat up on a skillet and dump some taco seasoning in it and eat kind of like chicken taco with a little bit of cheese on it. But my go-to flavor is always taco. I love taco meat. I love taco. If I could eat tacos for the rest of my life, I would. But I can't eat that huge can on a regular basis. So what I did find is Swanson makes this little itty bitty can. So you see the difference? So this is, you know, oh, what did they say? It's 3 3-ounce cans. So if my stomach is about 1.5, 2 ounces, I can get most of this in. And it is no carbs, all protein, and kind of one can is 60 calories. You can't get any better than that. If I really wanted to, I am not a chicken salad person that has mayo on it, and mayo is disgusting to me. What I would do is something equally disgusting for a lot of people, is put a lot of mustard on it, chop up some pickles and some olives, and make my own little mustard chicken salad, and eat that. I haven't eaten that for a long time, but I have in the past, because I do love mustard. I love olives. I love pickles. So that's what I would do with this. I will also probably, after surgery, heat this up, put some taco seasoning on it, and that'll be a soft food regular. I have got a ton of these in the pantry, so I'm hoping that, you know, my boyfriend can find these little itty bitty cans. If not, I can still stand the big honking cans. I will just have to, you know, break it up as much as possible. Now, the last two items, and we are at the end finally, I guess last three, are, first off, if you have not tried these, Wisps. These are the Parmesan cheese flavored. They have cheddar, they have Asiago, they have all kinds of cheddar jack, all kinds of different flavors. These are cheese crisps. That's all they are. It's just a bunch of cheese. It has almost no carbs in it. It's a great source of your protein, and if you need something to crunch, these work really well. And you can also use these kind of as, I've seen people put them on a cookie sheet, put a little bit of sauce and a pepperoni on them, and you can pop them, and they're really good as kind of a crust is for like a pizza type thing. But I got these at Costco. It's a huge bag. You can also get smaller bags, but I tend to get a lot of our snacks at Costco just because we eat a lot of, at least my boyfriend eats a lot of snack food, hence the Oreos he got. I just buy in bulk. Last time we went, he bought, I believe it was 6 pounds of tortillas, 2 big bags of tortillas. So I ended up going on a hunt for nacho cheese. Now this is Ortega. I got this at GFS, Gordon Food Service. It comes in a regular box. This isn't the best carb-wise. There's about 90 calories per serving. And the serving's about 2 tablespoons. It's like most cheese. There's some carbs in it. But this is really good, at least on chicken. If I put a couple of tablespoons on some chicken, it's really tasty. It looks awful in the container, but this is a little bit of heat to it. So it's a really nice contrast, especially if you need something to eat, to kind of, you know, liven up things. And of course, I'm a taco person, so nacho cheese is the best. So I'm gonna keep buying this. I'm not gonna eat a ton of it because it does have 6 carbs in it, but this is something that I can eat to kind of, I guess, get rid of the boredom that you tend to have when you, at least with me, when I don't eat a whole lot. I will end this on one of my favorite snacks, and I already broken into this. I took some to work earlier today. If you haven't heard of it, moon cheese. I cannot describe to you how much as a kid I love cheese balls. The Mr. Peanuts cheese balls in a canister. Yeah, it looks kind of lumpy, but I mean, it's kind of a cheese ball flavor. Oh my god. It is all cheese, no carbs whatsoever. Super crunchy. Super delicious. I like cheddar. I'm a big fan of cheddar overall. Cheddar and Parmesan. But they do make these in Swiss and in all kinds of flavors. Costco right now only has the has the cheddar flavor. These are also gluten-free. So if you're looking for something gluten-free for your kids, if they've got celiac disease or anything, feed them moon cheese. It is great. All it is just cheese. It's aged cheddar, and then they puff it up. They do something magical to it. I mean, the flavor is, I mean, it tastes like a cheese ball, at least to me. Not as many carbs. So that is kind of what I've purchased so far. We'll see if I actually eat any of this post-op. So I'll do kind of when I know I will have a ton of time after surgery because I'm kind of that person that needs to get up and move and do stuff. I also bought at Costco a tomato plant. So I am hoping I still like tomatoes after surgery. I have had a lifelong love affair with tomatoes. I bought a whole big container of tomatoes, and I had tomatoes on the counter when I bought those. It's the one thing that my boyfriend looked at me, don't we have tomatoes at home? Yeah, but we only have a couple of handfuls left. We had like almost an entire bag full of tomatoes that I made him buy last time he was at Walmart. So, you know, I love on the vine tomatoes. They taste so much better to me than off the vine. And I'm hoping to get a few off of this tomato plant. I have not had the best luck growing anything in my life. So I will also get some tomatoes from my boyfriend's mom, who usually has some on her back porch, and she has a ton. Last year when when she had tomatoes, she would give me like huge plastic bags full of tomatoes, and I would eat those suckers, and you know, I would be miserable on the toilet, but I would still go back and slice up some more tomato and eat it. I mean, I would eat so much vitamin C from that tomato. I'm lucky I didn't get hemorrhoids from it. So, I just love tomatoes. So, hopefully, I just bought one plant. It's almost fully grown, which I'm hoping is less likely for me to screw up. We do have, my back porch is out here. We do have raccoons and deer and a groundhog that lives like 5 feet away from our back deck. I ended up putting coffee and hot pepper, like roasted red pepper in the bottom of it. That way it keeps them away from it. They don't like the smell of coffee. They can smell that red pepper, that spiciness, and they don't like it. So here, probably when I have my sister cut my hair or something like that, I can also put hair in it. I know this sounds so weird and people are like, what? Hair? If they smell a human around a plant, they won't eat it. So I'm trying to deter these animals from staying away from my tomato plant. So we'll hope. Tomato plants are really finicky, so they die really easy if you don't take care of them properly. Just a fun fact, tomatoes need 8 hours of sunlight a day. If you live in the South, that's probably, take them out of the sun in the middle of the afternoon, mostly because you'll sunburn them. So I've pulled the plant kind of close to the house, because we're supposed to get some winds and stuff like that later tonight and some hail. So I'm trying to keep it protected. I paid $15 for it, so I kind of want to keep it somewhat protected a little bit. I don't want to bring it inside because tomato aphids have already infested it, so it's not horrible, but I'm waiting for them to kind of smell the coffee and go away. But other than that, that is today's video. I'm hoping to get a call this next week about my surgeon and my anesthesia pre-op. So everybody keeps asking me when surgery is. I don't know when surgery is yet. But once I do have that surgeon appointment, it'll happen quick. So I will keep you guys updated as best as possible. But I know on my list I had some other stuff I wanted to talk about, but this is already an hour and 10 minutes. And I kind of wanted to go over everything that I had. So, you know, thank you for taking the time to sit down and listen to this video. I know a lot of people can't, but I try and deliver a lot of information in as much time as I can. So hopefully somebody finds this interesting or at least helpful. And I tend to talk on and on and on. So hopefully you guys are having, you know, are doing great on your journeys. Please subscribe. I've gotten a couple of subscribers and people commenting, and I can't even tell you how excited that makes me. That somebody actually listens and somebody actually enjoys this. So any questions, any concerns, any questions that you have. Somebody asked me about bariatric vitamins, my opinion. I gave it, and I wasn't really familiar with the brand, so that's why I did the little vitamin thing, what I'm taking, or at least what I plan on taking. But you'll see that
I reply, always caution you, take my advice with a grain of salt. Always be kind to each other, and just make sure that you are paying attention to your body. You are the only person that knows what's going on. Your doctor doesn't always know what's going on. He or she is highly educated, but they can't tell how much pain you're in. They can't tell you, what you're feeling or what it feels like. So when in doubt, call your doctor. When in doubt, don't get on Facebook and say, hey, I'm having all these symptoms. What's going on? If you feel like you're having an issue, call the nurse's line. That's what they're there for. Call the nurse's line. If you have to, go to the ER. It's very expensive, but you've had surgery, so you are not being a bother. You are not being a hypochondriac. All right, that is my little spiel for today, and I need to get some water and make some dinner. So have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful journey, and please subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later.